Welcome to the third episode of the Let's Talk Marvel podcast, the podcast where we discuss all things Marvel. We got lots of things to talk about.
All right, so I let Elliot do really butcher the intro
Hey.
for this episode. But yeah, welcome back to the Let's Talk Marvel podcast. We've got plenty of things to talk about. So let's just jump right into it. First, we'll start off with current news going on. And by the way, this is the third episode. If you haven't listened to the two previous ones, you can go back and listen to those to get kind of up to date on stuff. But first, we'll talk about the new MoonKnight show scheduled for March 30th. And if you haven't seen the trailer, it's kind of creepy. Like, it kind of looks...
I don't know. I don't think it's that
cool
creepy.
Well, yeah, but it looks like it has like some sort of like horror elements when he's like freaking out when his dreams are taking over. But
there's like three personalities of him. There's like Mark Spector, Isaac. No, I forgot the other two. But there's like three people of him. It's confusing. It's confusing.
So, do you know more of the story about him from the comics, or not as much?
Yeah, I do. So, Mark Spector, a adventurer, he went to this tomb. Mark Spector was an adventurer, and he went to a tomb, and he found the tomb of this like monster spirit moon god,
Khonshu.
Khonshu, and it's some weird name. And but it goes into him. The spirit goes into him, and it gives him the powers of MoonKnight. But Mark Spector himself, is kind of odd because like he has like three personalities, like I said before, and like he doesn't know what's real and what's not, basically.
Doesn't he have like dreams, and then he feels like they're real? Or, like, sometimes even during the day, like dreams, and he doesn't know if they're real or if they're
An
fake.
example of this is like in the trailer, he heard his phone ring and he grabbed it and it said, and it's like this lady saying like, "Oh, I'm so glad you're okay, Mark," and he's just like, "Who's Mark?" Because he thinks he's somebody else, and he doesn't know who this Mark is, but really it's
because it's his other personality.
Yeah, it's thinking.
Yeah. So yeah, this show looks really interesting. It's another example of like them kind of delving into the comics and finding these characters that they're bringing back. We talked about that in like a previous episode about how Marvel seems to be kind of like searching through and giving something to all the Marvel fans, like trying to find something that fits everybody's criteria, what they'll like, I guess, because they're just coming up with tons of characters from the comics that you normally like wouldn't expect. And this is obviously old news. We're moving on to the next thing. Eternals came out a while ago, but it actually was one of the worst performances in the MCU history.
It was.
Other than Power the Duck. It's like bomb.
Yeah, but it just did. It did very bad, and we did talk about more about the movie on a previous episode. But I know, Jack, you watched it. Like, how'd it go? Like, how's the story?
Horrible. Very boring, insanely slow. They stretched it out way too much. They could have, it was too much talking. There was barely any fighting, and when there was fighting, it was the most boring fights I've ever seen.
Yeah, it definitely did not do good.
It was kind of cool. They incorporated different kinds of people, like how they incorporated the girl who can't speak or who can't hear.
Makari, she is deaf.
Yeah, deaf. Sorry, deaf. And like and then like you don't see that kind of. I don't want to be rude or anything, but like you don't see those types of heroes in like the DC universe. Like I've never seen that in a movie of DC.
Yeah,
sort of disabled heroes.
Yeah, like the people with different abilities and who have different disabilities. And it's kind of cool that Marvel incorporated that in there so that people could be like, when they see
Like,
this,
hey, that's me.
Yeah, that's me. That's me. They can see themselves, and like there's like a LGBTQ character in the Eternals movie, which I thought was pretty cool because like
they make everybody feel
there's some part of them in that movie. So I think that was pretty decent, and probably the only climax of was when Harry Styles was introduced as Star Fox, a Marvel character at the end. That's probably like the only climax of the whole entire movie. Yeah. Honestly.
But going off of more like old news kind of things, we didn't really talk about Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings in the previous episodes. We talked about it coming out and all that, but we didn't really discuss it. So how do you guys like it?
Oh, that was I thought it was a really good movie. It was like an Asian American movie, which I thought was like
another example of diversity.
And I thought that was awesome. And
pretty inclusive.
They were trying to make this movie for a while, and they finally got to do it, and did good in the box office, and like a bunch of people loved the movie. I know a friend of mine, like a bunch of his family came to see the movie. Like a bunch of his family all went to the movie theater and saw it. Yeah, and I know it was pretty good, and like the story was actually pretty cool too.
It was, yeah.
I liked all the creatures they had. Like they had so many cool creatures.
Yeah, like the not photography, like the video. I don't know how, but like all of it was so
cinematic.
Cool. Yeah, there's like this the cinematic version of it is like so cool. Like when the leaves would go up in the air, it was just really cool. You know.
Oh, and another thing, it was also there were a lot of funny parts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did like the comedy.
Whoa.
Yeah. Especially his like
his girlfriend.
Person.
I forgot her name. I know her
friend,
Katie.
Girlfriend, kinda. Yeah. It was like
together they're really good.
Yeah.
And I think this is a good movie for Simu. I forgot his name.
Butchering the name here, but
yeah, but I think that was like a really good blockbuster movie for him. You know, that was like his first blockbuster movie. Yeah. And I just imagine just being called in to be part of a Marvel movie. You know, that'd be really cool. And now they're going to be making a 10 Rings show.
Sorry about any background noise that's happening here.
Yeah, but anywho, I think what was I saying? And I think it was just action. It was action packed. It was great, and like the
pretty fun.
And that guy like the when. Oh yeah, what I was saying before. Sorry. But like how there's gonna be a 10 Rings show on Disney Plus, and like how they're gonna build up on this, and I think that's gonna be really cool. I mean, I haven't really seen.
It's not just a one and done thing.
No. Yeah. I think it's pretty cool that Marvel's gonna pick up on this, and not leave it in the dust. You know. And I think it's gonna be really cool.
So, moving on with the news, a movie that we don't have too much information about, but they have released a poster, which we've looked at. Looks pretty cool, and that movie is Thor: Love and Thunder. This is going to be coming out July 8th, 2022, and I'm sure we're going to be talking about it in future episodes when trailers are released and things. This looks like a really fun, more on the silly comedy
side, bro. It's going to be a little.
Yeah, but I got very, very high rock and roll vibes from this. It looked like the cover of like a rock and roll kind of album. It looks really cool. And you haven't seen the poster, go check that out so you know what we're talking about here.
One more thing. The trailer was supposed to be released last week, but they didn't because of Russia attacking Ukraine.
Yeah, they didn't want to be disrespectful or anything. They just wanted to save it. Yeah, I mean, but so that means it should be coming out soon. So be on the lookout for that. Most likely in the next episode. By the next episode we record, it will be out. So we'll probably talk about that on there.
They actually released a photo of one of the new Lego sets that's coming out for Thor: Love and Thunder, and it showed Thor's old lover. I forgot her name. Jane Foster. Yeah. Of her in this Thor costume, like this helmet and with Mjolnir. But like Mjolnir's like all cracked though. Like it's all cracked. You can see the blue inside of it.
Oh.
And then like she has like
weird.
And she's like all decked out in this armor, and Thor I don't think he was. I think he was back to skinny form again. I'm pretty sure.
And not fat anymore.
No more fat Thor. Sadly.
Well, I mean, he's not skinny.
Nah.
He's definitely not
He's
skinny in his normal form. But he's pretty buff. Yes,
buff,
not fat.
No,
just not
no.
not large Thor.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Guardians of the Galaxy, part of them are supposed to be coming in this because at the end of Endgame it showed Thor and the Guardians of the Galaxy all in a spaceship together, starting to explore like not universe, but worlds together. So
that would be very cool.
I mean, like we got
like Thor, a member of the Guardians of the Galaxy,
or like a team up with like Thor and Groot and
as
Drax.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
As Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah,
that's funny. Yeah. That's good. But yeah, definitely like probably gonna be a big romantic story between Thor and Jane Foster.
Yeah.
Bringing her back and gonna have probably. It's a fun story, but it does not look like it's going to be serious. Like, it's nothing... definitely... Like, there probably will be some kind of villain, but
Or the God Butcher.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot. That's what it is,
Played by
it?
Christian Bale, who used to play Batman.
Oh. Yeah. So that's the... so he just, like, kills gods, basically?
Yeah, so
he's like coming for Thor?
Yeah, he has this sword. I forgot. I'm pretty sure it's called the Black Sword. And the Black Sword is like this the sword that has like this entity in it, kind of like what Jane Foster had, the ether, but it's kind of like in the sword though. It's kind of like
the red thing.
Yeah,
the ether.
Yeah, but it's kind of like the sword that Black Knight holds, but it's a bit different, and it holds Gore the God Butcher, and whoever wields it gets the power of Gore the God Butcher, and like they like turn into this weird monster thingamajig. And like they go on this killing spree of gods because a god killed Gore the God Butcher's family, and they were just innocent.
So then he just
but I don't know how he got into this sword. I don't know how that happened, but somehow he got into the sword, and now he can possess others. And I think that could be a weird way of maybe having Thor, or maybe holding the sword on accident and getting possessed by Gore. But I don't think so because I feel like it just be one character, Christian Bale, who's playing Gore. The God Butcher, I feel like there's only one person who's going to wield the sword, so I don't think I can see that, but I think it'd be so cool, though, and a new look at what other characters are in the universe. I think it's going to be an interesting story, but I feel like the main storylines are going to be love, and thunder. Love and thunder.
Love and thunder. So, yeah, but it definitely doesn't seem like it'll be really important to the main saga, I guess. It'll just be sort of like a side adventure.
Yeah.
It looks just more fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Not like Endgame or anything.
It's not going to be as serious, as serious, as boring as Eternals was. So I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to do good in the box office.
Yeah. So once we get more information, we'll talk about that. But then Elliot had this cool little fact he found about Iron Man, about who originally was going to be playing Iron Man. So I want to tell us a little bit about that.
All right. So Robert Downey Jr., as you know, played Iron Man, but Robert Downey Jr. had a troubled life, and he actually was in jail in 2002. I'm pretty sure before Iron Man came out, before he was even casted. So they were actually looking for Tom Cruise to play Iron Man.
Tom Cruise,
guy in Mission Impossible.
Pretty crazy.
Mission Impossible, yeah. And they thought
that would have been weird.
That'd been weird. But so they thought maybe they should put him as a role. But then Robert Downey Jr. got out of jail. And then he started going sober and kind of get his life back on track. So then Marvel asked Robert Downey Jr. to play Iron Man, and that's how he became Iron Man.
Yeah, but Iron Man kind of saved his life, really. It put him back on track from all the bad stuff he was doing.
Yep. And and so they were just casting Tom Cruise. That, if you think about it, Tom Cruise would be as Iron Man in Infinity War, as in Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3. And this could change a lot of things because James Rhodes, he was actually going to be played as Don Cheadle, who plays Rhodey. I forgot the other guy's name. But this other guy was going to play him, and it would not have been the War Machine we know now. So and like
Pretty crazy.
yeah, a lot of Marvel characters are gonna be played as different people. Like Black Widow. Forgot who was gonna play her, but another lady was gonna play Black Widow, and not Scarlett Johansson. And Chris Pratt actually try out to play for Captain America. So
Oh, really?
yeah,
Well, that would've been cool.
yeah, so the Star-Lord we know, the actor who plays Star-Lord would have actually played Captain
That's
America.
funny. Star-Lord, Captain America.
That was I watched a video on this. It's actually pretty.
You know,
interesting.
I think that could have worked.
That could've, yeah.
I like him as Star-Lord. Star-Lord, don't get me wrong, but I think he could have been. I think he could have been a good Captain America.
The lady who plays in what's it called? Hunger Games. I forgot her name. I remember the name. Jennifer Lawrence was the one who plays lady in Hunger Games. She was actually going to play Black Widow. That would have been different. You know?
I think that wouldn't have been bad either. I think that could have worked as well.
But like just seeing different faces, and that's what Marvel might do. They might bring since they're doing the multiverse now. They could bring people who were originally
like Tom Cruise, Iron Man,
Tom
into
Cruise,
the multiverse.
Chris Pratt. I don't
That
know if
would
they
be
could do
funny.
Chris Pratt. But
No, they can't do
they
that.
can't. But they could do like.
Well, I mean, I guess they technically could, but I don't think
they will. But
so.
like Jennifer Lawrence, they could bring Black
They
Widow
could bring
back.
her as a multiverse. Black
multiversal
Widow.
character. So
Yeah.
I think
That'd be cool.
And Illuminati was introduced in the live action Marvel and Doctor Strange trailer. And what was I saying? Sorry. Oh yeah. Shoot. Sorry. In the Illuminati, they could have Iron Man because in the comics, Iron Man was originally in the Illuminati, so they could bring Tom Cruise as Iron Man and bring him into the Illuminati and be in what's it called, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. That'd be very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you only know one Illuminati person, that's Professor X. So there's still 5 other seats open, and that could be.
So isn't he gonna be like a role in that movie, Professor X?
Yes, he's gonna have a big role because
he's coming into the the Avengers kind of universe because they've never been crossed over
X-Men
so far.
X-Men trilogy and the Marvel
Yeah,
trilogy.
X-Men hasn't really been crossed over with the Avengers. But
just a bunch of.
I guess they will in the next movie.
Just a bunch of references from Deadpool when Deadpool would call a Cable, Thanos, and stuff. Just that. I mean, they only talked about it, but not much though.
Yeah. Anyways, next thing, kind of going with the multiverse theme here. We thought it would be fun to create our own versions of characters. We ruled out Spider-Man because there's already enough Spider-Verse characters, but we picked a character from the Marvel Universe and we made our own version. So I'll start, but my character that I created was basically Rocket Raccoon Thor. Now, the background for this guy is, as you know, Thor kind of joined the Guardians of the Galaxy a little bit. So the Guardians of the Galaxy and Thor were in this battle against whoever you want. I didn't specify, but Thor dies, right? And then Rocket is like all sad, and then before he dies, he's like, "Take my hammer, you're worthy." and then so Rocket gets a hold of Thor's hammer and possesses his lightning powers, and he becomes
worthy.
Raccoon Thor. Yeah, he becomes worthy, dubbed by Thor himself. So Rocket is now Thor, and he puts on Thor's helmet, even though Thor doesn't have a helmet in the Marvel Universe, but for some reason he gets one. Okay,
work with him.
Yeah, work with me here. This is Rocket Raccoon and Thor. So Jack, do you want to go next?
So the character I created was Thanos Groot. So it's basically like the Guardians of the Galaxy were like doing their exploring thing, and then they came across Thanos
Before he was bad.
Yeah, and so Groot stabbed him, but Thanos survived, and he sort of had like his like energy or like life force infused into him. And then like a couple days later, he's sitting in his chair, and then all of a sudden like these vines start like creeping up on him, and then he becomes like basically like covered in
Tree Thanos.
Yeah, tree Thanos.
But quick question: why did Groot stab Thanos?
Because they were fighting.
And how did he get into this fight?
Don't worry about it.
They were
Okay, sorry.
So
We're not going into that much detail, Elliot.
So he becomes like tree Thanos, and he becomes even more powerful. And then he starts doing what he would usually do, looking for the Infinity Stones. And then when he gets them all, he actually kills the Avengers.
That was a sad, quick story.
Groot Thor kills.
Thor kills Thanos.
Kills.
What happens will shock you.
and so,
my character is Captain Hulk. So I haven't really thought of the premise of his backstory. I'm gonna wing it here. So Captain, wow, this is really bad. I probably should thought of this. So Captain Hulk. So
Captain America Hulk, right?
I'm saying Captain America Hulk. Yeah. So Bruce Banner, as we know in the story, he gets injected with the what's it called? The
gamma ray.
Captain America got injected with the super soldier serum.
Yeah.
So what if Bruce Banner was actually at that time was a weakling? He is, but when he's little. But like, what if he was getting injected?
He got the soldier serum.
And he became, but then I don't know how to say it. It's like
the explosion happened too.
The explosion happened too. Like
so, then it's super strong. Hulk.
Super strong Hulk. So like Hulk's got those thick legs and he got those muscles and then he dons this like this awesome green, white, red, and blue suit. And then like he has his Hulk shield he has, and then like nice. he works for Shield, and then
that seems pretty cool.
That's one way to wing it. Don't do this, kids, when you're
recording a podcast
or doing something.
Do better.
Do better than
us. Do better than us. All right. So now we're kind of going back to movies. Again, we're gonna talk about what we thought, just a quick rating, 1 out of 10. So for Shang-Chi, what do you guys give it? I'd give it a 8 out of 10.
I would give it an 8.5.
I'd give it a 8.5. No, actually, yeah, 8.5 also.
8.5 also. Eternals, I would give it a 2.5.
I would give it also a 2.5.
And yeah, 2.5.
2.5. All right, we're all going with 2.5.
Spider-Man No Way Home.
9.5. That's a 10 for me. 10.
I'm
all
going
out
9.5.
10. 9.9.
9.9. I don't think you could do that, but
I'm going 9.5.
Whatever. We'll do 9.9.
You guys can hate me, but I'm going 9.5.
Yeah, that's
fine. Bad. I feel like there could have been, even though how good the movie was, I feel like they could have done.
Well, yeah, there always can be room for improvement.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Venom, Let There Be Carnage. I would give that a 6.5. It was all right.
I would go also 6.5. Yeah.
I'm going 8.5, bro. I love Venom movies. I think the symbiotes
it can be a little
much.
I don't know. It's a little.
I think it was cool because I was scaring my friend at the movie theater, so that was a plus. But because he's afraid of, I don't know, I should say afraid, but he gets jumpy when big climax scenes happen. But other than that, I think it was an awesome movie. I was waiting for that movie to come out.
So yeah, those are just some quick ratings on some recent movies. And we're running out of time here, so we'll try to speed up these segments. But the next segment is going to be the Who Would Win. So for this episode, we're going to do Quicksilver versus Iron Man. First impression, I'm going Quicksilver. What do you think, Jack?
First impression, I am going Iron Man.
I'm going Iron Man.
Iron Man? But bro, all right, I'm all on my own.
He has a Hulk Buster. He's got Iron Man suits. He's got all that.
Yeah, that's true. But it's only him. He can't wear all these different suits.
Just him with one suit.
Yeah, it's just him with one suit. He can pick a different suit, but it's not like he can use all of them.
I'd have him don the what's it called, the Hulk Buster.
I would
Buster?
have him. That thing's kind of slow and
Actually, no, it's a little bit too clunky. I'll probably do like the nanotech suit all the way.
Yeah, I would,
Yeah. So pretty much the normal suit.
Yeah.
But I think Quicksilver is like so crazy because he can practically stop time. He goes so fast that he practically stops time. If you have not seen the X-Men scenes with Quicksilver where he goes like,
we're talking about
Oh
that
yeah,
X-Men.
wait, hold up.
That X-Men.
Yeah, which one are we talking about? Are we talking
the
about
X-Men one, obviously.
X-Men.
Changing.
Yeah, of course.
I'm going. Okay, that's.
I mean, they are the same character.
But no
yeah,
one's better than the other.
One's in X-Men though. He did like
the X-Men version is much cooler than the Marvel.
Okay, I'm
version.
going.
The Marvel version is just like a little cameo.
I might go with Quicksilver too now.
Yeah.
You're all switching already?
Yeah, because I didn't.
Well,
know
that
what
was
you were talking
quick.
about.
They were talking about the MCU version.
Yeah, I was like, man, Iron Man. But if we're talking about that one, bro, we're going all the way.
Yeah, well, I think, he can really crush because he can literally run up walls. That's how fast he is. He can
He's
run
faster than a
across
bullet.
walls.
He's an example of faster than the speed
Oh,
of a
yeah,
bullet.
he's much faster than a bullet because the bullets go like slow motion and he moves them out of the way in those scenes. So he could probably, depending on where they are, like because Iron Man might be in the air, so it might be hard to get to him. But when Iron Man's shooting those beams,
you can dodge
Quicksilver can easily dodge.
You can
but
Matrix dodge those.
Definitely Iron Man has a little bit of an advantage, like just because he can fly. Quicksilver isn't quite that fast that he can
have
fly.
The superhero experience.
Yeah. Iron Man is a little more experienced. Like Quicksilver does have a little bit more of like he messes around a little bit too much, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But I definitely think both guys have a chance because overall, like on the ground fight, Quicksilver would win if it's just on the ground. But Iron Man can fly and just stay in the air for pretty much as long as he wants. The batteries of the suit will last pretty long while. He's going to have to get damaged or something for them to not work. But Quicksilver could probably find a way to find something he could jump off of and get up there, somehow beat him up. But I definitely think it would be very close because I don't know, with him up in the air, he might just be able to dodge everything.
Yeah.
Since we are running quick on time, we can't do as much of a discussion here. But to wrap this up here, final thoughts on who would win? Has your vote changed? I know it has changed already, but I'm sticking with. I think Quicksilver.
Yeah, I'll stick with Quicksilver.
Sticking all with Quicksilver. Okay. So now we're going to move on to the weird character segment. So we're going to finish this up really quick because we are running really low on time here. But so basically, our weird character for this week is 3D Man. So the story of him is this guy named Chuck Chandler was captured while piloting a rocket for NASA, and he was captured by Skrull invaders. So he was captured by Skrull invaders, and he was taken onto the Skrull ship, and it exploded, exposing him to a strange radiation, which fused him with the glasses he was wearing, and he became a 2D being. So he was absorbed into these glasses, and he became 2D, and Hal Chandler, his brother, can put the glasses on, and when he concentrates, he can turn Chuck into a 3D being, but it's also him, so it's like two people in one, and he wears a red and green suit, and when he puts the glasses on and he becomes Chuck and Hal, his speed, durability, and strength are tripled. I don't even know with this one. I don't know what's going on with
what
this.
What are those guys thinking, bro? I mean, honestly, though.
Yeah, what are they thinking when they create this character? I mean, let's make 3D Man. He can become 3D. Isn't he already 3D?
I know that, like, in the 70s, there was a point where Marvel...
2D, but,
I know there's a point in the 70s where Marvel was actually, like, running low on ideas, and they were just like,
they're just making up
ideas.
all this weird
I think
stuff.
I think it was the 80s, because there was, like, a downfall of comics, and
Yeah.
So that character must have been created at that point because what were they thinking?
Yeah, I
Weird.
mean, this is just, I don't even know. I mean, he has triple the strength, speed, and durability, which I guess is okay, but
But like what?
why?
Why
What
triple?
even?
Why triple? Shouldn't it
what-
be double? Because
No, it's tripled because it's 3D or whatever,
What
but
character-
I don't even.
There's a quick thought. What
It's-
character would he? What character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe do you think he could go against?
None of them.
I know, right? I mean, like
He couldn't even beat, like, the Great Lakes Avengers.
him against Big Bertha. Who would win?
Big Bertha.
Big Bertha.
If you don't know who we're talking about, the Great Lakes Avengers, go
Check
listen to
out-
our last
yes.
episode, episode 2. We had a little discussion at the end of that episode about the weird character
Big
for that
Bertha.
episode.
Big Bertha could just like sit on top of a 3D man and like.
And then he'd win. But
KO.
yeah, 3D man, very weird character.
Very.
But that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Tommy. This
I'm
is
Elliot.
Elliot.
And I'm Jack.
And you've been listening to Let's Talk Marvel podcast.
All right.
Be sure to check out the next episode coming out within the next month.
And check out our previous two to catch up on what's been going on.